All right, welcome back, everybody, to another Star Wars Fanatic live stream with your host, Gerald. Not Gerald the Seal, not Gerald from Hey Arnold, and definitely not Gerald the Impaler. It's not me. We're going to talk about Star Wars. Okay? Excuse me. A little bit of something. A little something in my throat there. Yeah, so it's been a little while since I've done a live stream and a little while since I've made a video. I've just been focusing on my other channel, and I'm going to take a second to talk about that. I've created another channel where I just tell spooky stories, and I've linked it in the description below. If you want to go check it out, please do. If you don't, then don't. Whatever. It's up to you. It's your life. Live it the way you want. Haha. 2 people in here. 2 people. Say hi, 2 people. It's fun. Anyways, yeah, sorry I look like crap. I've been fighting a migraine all morning. So my eyes are also a little bit blurry. So yeah, we're going to have to deal with that. So the main topic of today is what makes Sabine important to Star Wars and who can wield the Force. This is a topic that's been going on ever since Sabine showed that she is Force sensitive. Hi, Space Wonder. Good to see you. Thanks for joining. Yeah, so that's what it is. Sabine showing that she is Force sensitive really upset a lot of people. And some people were good with it. But a lot of people said, no way, she can't be Force sensitive. And I don't know why. I don't know why people think that. I don't know what the big deal is with it. The Force is an energy field created by all living things. And so it resides in all living things. Just how sensitive you are to it is up to your training, how much understanding you have of the Force, and how well you can perceive it and use it. Not everybody can use it. Not everybody knows what it is. Most people that don't use it are people that don't understand it. Sabine has been trained in the Force. She has been around Jedi. She has been trained by Ahsoka herself. And so it only makes sense that she is able to see or use the Force. It's just my thought on it. I want to make a longer video on this, or maybe not longer, but a more in detail video about it. I think I've made one a while back, but I want to keep it going because I like talking about it. Hello, Yossi. Good to see you. And I don't know. It's been a while. That's you. 2 people. Who's that? Why am I not seeing that? Oh, okay, there it is. Message retracted. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee because I like coffee. Yeah. Throat gets a little dry there when I try to talk a lot. So I try not to talk a lot. Well, thank you, Space Wonder. I appreciate that. Yeah, so the Force isn't something that the Jedi own. Luke Skywalker said it in The Last Jedi, and a lot of people got pissed off about that. But George Lucas said it a long time ago, that the Force isn't something that belongs to the Jedi. It belongs to all living things. The Jedi just use their code and their training to be able to harness it in a different way than most people do. You have the Bendu, who's in the middle, who uses the Force, but he uses it in the way that he knows how. You have the Sith, who uses the dark side of the Force, which I think of the Force as the Force. It's just a matter of which way you use it. I don't know. But they use the dark side of the Force in the manner in which they're trained and the way they want to use it and how it's going to make sense to them. So, yeah, it doesn't just belong to the Jedi. Yeah, I will talk a lot. Don't worry. That's why I'm here. I'm not just going to sit here like. That's not what this is going to be about. I don't have anybody here with me, so I have to do the talking. One day I do want to have a guest on here, my good friend Michael Newby. He's dying to get into one of my live streams, and I'm dying to have him on here. I'm just having a hard time finding time to do it. And like I said, I've been focusing on my other channel a little bit, trying to get that up and running and get some videos put out there for it. And those videos take me a lot longer to make than they do Star Wars videos. I think the last one took me 2 weeks to fully complete. So yeah, it's more than the several hours that I spend on a Star Wars video. Because with that, the stories, I have to script them out, and I have to edit the script and make sure that it isn't just the first draft. I go through it all and reword some stuff, add some details, take away some stuff that doesn't matter. And then I have to record it. And then when I record it, I do the voiceover. I do all the sound effects, not with my mouth. I'm not like Michael Winslow. I can't make sounds with my mouth like that. But yeah, I add in all the effects, and then I find music that matches it and add it to it. And the video part takes less time at all because my stories are meant to be heard, not really seen. Anyways, enough about that. We're here to talk about Star Wars, not my spooky channel. But just so you know, I did buy a drone, and that should be here in the next few days, so I can take spooky video with the drone at night. It's going to be fun. Yeah. Yeah, so as you see, I have my new studio set up behind me. I got my walls all put up. I got my Mandalorian flag hanging and Boba Fett hanging up there. And as always, I am joined by Jeff. Jeff is my main guy. Love that guy. And we got 8 people in here now. Everybody say, hey. Say, what up, Star Wars fanatic? Or call me Gerald. Whatever you want. Gerald. Yeah, so I've been feeling a little combative lately. It's another reason I haven't done many live streams or done many videos, because I dig too deep into the comment section, which I really shouldn't do. And yes, Shakespeare is one of my favorites as well. That was my main focus in college. But it's something I really shouldn't do. I shouldn't dig too deep in the comments, but I get triggered rather easily, and I don't like doing that. Oh yeah, Shakespeare was meant to be seen, not read. And that's one problem I have with the way colleges teach Shakespeare. We should be acting it out and not reading it. But anyways, the comment section. And there are a lot of people hating on Star Wars and Disney and all that stuff, and I don't care. Hate on it all you want, but when I get personally attacked in those comments, then I get triggered and I come back, and I'm not some little priss that's going to sit there and take it and just ignore it. It's not the way I am. I grew up being taught to defend myself, so I defend myself. And I probably shouldn't be that way, but I spend way too much time talking about the haters. YouTubers make these theories and they don't happen. And I don't get that. I don't know why people get so disappointed in it. It's just a speculation. We don't have insiders. I don't care how many people claim they have insiders telling them stuff. There are no insiders telling them anything. It's just people that have heard rumors and passed it down and passed it down and passed it down. And there's no basis for it. So theories and speculations are fun. Just don't take them too seriously. And don't spend too much time worrying about them. Saying, oh, you said this was going to happen. No, I said this could happen. Or this is how I see it possibly happening. Not, I don't know, I'm getting too deep. Hey, Ward, good to see you. Yeah, I think Sabine's going to be quite powerful, honestly. I think with the expert tutelage of Ahsoka and with what she knows of Ezra and how close they are, she's got a good leg up. It only makes sense that she understands that power lives within her. Now, people like Hera Syndulla don't show that power or don't utilize it or don't understand it really because they're more focused on other things. Hera's focused on being a great general, a great leader in the New Republic. She isn't focused on being a Jedi, and she's not trying to wrap her head around using the Force because at this time it's still new, and to some people, okay, the Force isn't new, but the Jedi being gone is still kind of new. And you only know a few out of the billions of beings in the galaxy, then you have to think, well, maybe everybody doesn't have it, so I'm going to focus my energy on this. Yes, she will grow even more. And in Rebels, I mean, Sabine was one of my favorite characters. She's a Mandalorian, for God's sakes. And you see how much Mandalorian crap I got behind me? Okay, it's not crap. I love my Mandalorian stuff. There's even more over there. Some up there. You guys just can't see it because I'm not showing it to you because I'm a dick. Yeah, so the focus of a lot of beings isn't on becoming a Jedi or learning this new power or anything. It's more being in awe when they see it and saying, I can't do that. And how many of us do that? How many of us are good artists, or how many of us are not good artists at all because we never picked up a pencil and tried? Because we told ourselves, you can't do that. You can't draw that. You can't draw something. You're too stupid to do that. You don't have the talent. Well, it's in everybody. It's in our nature. And the Force is the same way. It dwells within all living things, and it is within all beings. It's just a matter of your sensitivity to it. And it looks like Sabine is becoming sensitive to it. Took her a little while. She couldn't move a teacup at first, and then she's throwing Ezra 3,000 feet up in the air into a Star Destroyer. Okay, that was quite a leap. A lot of people have issue with that, and I understand that. I understand why people have issue with it, because a moment earlier she couldn't even move a cup of tea into her hand, and now she's throwing a dude 3,000 feet up into a Star Destroyer and helping defeat one of the villains of the show. Okay, yeah, that's cool and everything, but look at a kid trapped under a car. Look at a person that uses their adrenaline to lift that car and pull that kid to safety. It happens. It's not happening to everybody, but it happens. People do it. And that this moment in Sabine's life where everything's on the line, Thrawn's about to escape, Ahsoka's getting her ass getting ready to get handed to her, and she needs to help her. She isn't going to abandon her like she felt Ahsoka did to her. Her adrenaline pumps higher, her sensitivity becomes better, and she becomes able to use the Force the way she was trained. No, she didn't throw him. He jumped, and she kind of just whoosh, did the magic trick, slung him up there. Individuals may vary in their ability to tap into and use it. Some beings are naturally more attuned to the Force, while others may not realize. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm trying to say, is that a lot of people, most beings in the galaxy, don't understand it, and they don't know that they even can tap into it. Like I said, you can't play guitar if you don't pick one up. You can't play guitar if you tell yourself you can't play guitar. It just happens. Now, would Star Wars be as interesting if everybody understood it and everybody used the Force? Hell no. No. I mean, you have to have the regular beings out there. You have to have the worker bees. You have to have the people that are just going about mundane lives, or it becomes uninteresting. Not that those people deserve those lives. They don't. Most of them, some of them deserve worse. But no, yeah. That's all I'm saying. Why does it look like it's cutting out? Is anybody having problems streaming this? But if you are new to this channel, please do not forget to hit the subscribe button. That is a message from this channel's sponsor, and that sponsor is me. I make the shit. I'm allowed to sponsor myself. I pay for it. I'm the sponsor. That's the way it goes. I am working on getting some more sponsors. I have one in the works right now I'm negotiating with, trying to see what kind of compensation I would like, whether that be alcohol or monetary. I like alcohol. Yeah. They make some good bourbon and rye whiskey. So, oof, I'm in a pickle there. Why is my phone ringing? People know I'm in a live stream. Hold on a second. I'm sorry. There's my daughter. Sorry. I hope she's not in an emergency or something. She's trying to FaceTime me. I'm not doing that. And she's doing it again. 1 second. Hey, I'm in a live stream. I'll call you back. What? I don't know. I'll talk to you in a little bit. I'll call you back. Sorry, everybody. I am in a live stream. No, I'm not always in a live stream. I haven't done one in forever. I'll talk to you in a little bit. Love you. Bye. Sorry about that. She's very persistent. She wanted to know what time she's supposed to be at my house for Christmas Eve. So I will get with her after this. And now we have 3 people in. Yay, I lost people because I answered the phone. That's smart. Crazy kid. Anyways, love her to death. Anyways, where was I? I make the shit. I pay for it. Lost my train of thought. Man, kids really throw my brain out the window. Anyways, so yeah, that's the gist of it. I'm not going to make this live stream really long. I know you guys have lives, real lives outside of this. I have to finish some Christmas shopping today. I really need to figure out how to get rid of this migraine. And I have some cleaning to do. I always have cleaning to do. I do clean a lot. But I just wanted you all to know that I am thinking about you guys. I am trying to get Star Wars more in the forefront of my video making. I just want to make better content for you guys. And if I feel like I don't have something to create, I'm not going to just make a video just to make a video. I'm not going to just make content just to put it on YouTube with no kind of, fluff in it. Well, I don't want any fluff in it. I just want to make good stuff. And I'm not going to make something if I feel like it's going to be subpar. And look at this. My hat's all creeping up on me and stuff. Ugh. It is about the balance. And that's another thing I wanted to talk about. Is the balance in the Force. To me, balance in the Force is equal parts of both. I know George Lucas said it differently, but George Lucas has been known to contradict himself numerous times. Balance in the Force to me means equal parts of light and dark. I've made many videos about this, about how equality in the Force is their rule of 2, and that helped them have more power in the Force and not have it watered down. It also kept their ranks from trying to kill each other all the time. Now it's a natural order for an apprentice in the Sith to become stronger and take over and kill their master and become the master, and then the process starts all over again. I don't think that should be the way it is with the Jedi. The Jedi should just have 2 people, and when one dies of natural causes or in battle, then that one becomes the master and takes on a new apprentice. Yeah, exactly. It's fiction. You can make it whatever you want. And that's another thing. All the people hating on Star Wars, well, this doesn't make sense, that doesn't make sense, and this is stupid and all that. I'm sorry there isn't enough realism in your fiction. I'm sorry your life is so drab that you have to be angry at Star Wars for it. All right, I'm getting off on a bad topic here. Need not do that. Yes, exactly, Space Wanderer. Yeah, I do read you guys' comments if you haven't noticed. I like reading them. Without balance, one side would control the galaxy. And, I mean, our political systems are set up that way where one side doesn't control the entire country. Well, most democratic political systems, or seen as democratic political systems, I'm reading another comment here, sorry. I understand the consistency with the sci-fi world, but when you are saying he was only a knight, that's inconsistent. Saying that Anakin Skywalker became a master, that would be inconsistent. He was a master in the way he was seen by his Padawan, but he was not a master in rank. There's a difference in that. Does the Force care about life? The Force cares about balance. Of course it cares about life because all living things create it, and without life, then the Force doesn't exist. That's a paradox, isn't it? You open that kind of can of worms? Yeah, today I'm using my Tigger mug. Tigger. Got that at Disney World back in 2012, I think. Yeah. But yeah, of course the Force cares about life because without all living things it wouldn't exist. And that's like saying if a tree falls in the forest with no one around, does it make a sound? Would the force actually exist if no one was around? Well, if the belief is it's created by all living things, that's just a belief. That's not so much a fact, because they wouldn't know if the force was not around, if all living things ceased to exist. Hey, Ahmed, good to see you. He confused you. Yeah, I'm not here to confuse anybody. It's just one of those paradoxes, and where a lot of people mistake Star Wars is where they say it's science fiction. It's science fantasy, much like Lord of the Rings, only in space. It's also a space opera, meaning that at that time, soap operas were really popular in 1977. George Lucas set it up to be like a soap opera in space. Space opera. Not operatic like a opera of Italian nature, but opera, as in drama. Family drama. Who's with who? Who's boinking who? All that good stuff. That's the way George Lucas set it up. It isn't about the Force. It isn't about Sith. It isn't about Jedi. Those are just things that bring it into the fictional realm. It's more about family. Darth Vader, Anakin Skywalker, Luke Skywalker, Leia, her love triangle at first, which was awkward, with Luke and Han. Then you have Padme, who one could say or not that maybe Obi-Wan had a crush on her too, but no, I don't think so. OT or prequel fan, and who's the best character in Star Wars history? For me, Count Dooku, and best is OT. I was born in 1972, so I grew up with the original trilogy for, what was it, 23 years from the time A New Hope was made until, or 22 years until Phantom Menace came out. So for 22 years, I was on the original trilogy. So that one's always dear to my heart. That one's always closest to me. I do like the prequels as well. At first, they kind of rubbed me a little wrong, but I was listening to too many negative people at that time and didn't understand to just watch them for what they are and remember that I was a child when I got into Star Wars. So I go into every Star Wars movie now or TV show as a child. And I think to myself, okay, if something doesn't make sense to me, I'm like, okay, that was a stupid idea. And then I think, wait, would have I cared when I was 4 or 10 years old? Nah, wouldn't have cared. I would have still loved it. And that's what a lot of us do. We go into these new shows and movies with the mindset of an adult when we didn't get into Star Wars as adults. Most people didn't. We were mostly children when we got into it. And we're using our adult brain to try to make sense of something that didn't matter when we were kids. So I like the original trilogy. That's The Empire Strikes Back's always my favorite movie. I like the prequel trilogy and I like the sequel trilogy. I know. Let me go watch my subscriber count drop. Hang on a second. I'm pulling it up. Oh, I actually gained one. Nice. But I'm sure after saying that that I like the sequel trilogy, that a lot of people are going to have a problem with that because I don't know. Because they don't know how to use their childlike brain to go into a movie and just enjoy it. There are some things I don't like about the sequel trilogy, but there's also things I don't like about the prequels. Also things I don't like about the original trilogy. Come on, George. For everybody that says that the sequels didn't have a plan, just look at Leia kissing her brother. Please. George Lucas didn't have a plan either. Look at how much Jar Jar got cut out of Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. He didn't have a plan. He had a rough outline. And that's basically all you can have when you're writing stuff like this. It's hard to write everything all at once unless you're writing 3 Pirates of the Caribbean movies at the same time. Was the difference between the living force and the cosmic force? The living force helps all living things. The cosmic force is big picture. So think of it as little picture, big picture. The living force, it's really hard to explain. The living force is what dwells within all living beings. The cosmic force is what binds everything together. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to hate on anything Star Wars. If I don't like something, then I'm not going to sit and hate on it. I'm not going to devote that kind of energy to it. And Knut, thank you very much, brother. And it's good to see my Norwegian brother back. All right. And Merry Christmas to you, buddy. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Is it possible for the living force to be balanced while the cosmic force is unbalanced and vice versa? Yeah, and I think we kind of see that with different factions that take over the galaxy, like the Empire. I know that's driven by the dark side in Palpatine, but it's the dark side in Palpatine isn't enough to keep it to make it sustainable. It's not enough to make it be that long term of a dominating force. And you see it with the old Republic as well. The Mandalorian Wars. The cosmic force gets out of balance a lot, but it always corrects itself. And that's one part of the sequel trilogy that actually made sense to me. Yeah, okay, the Empire was defeated in Return of the Jedi and the books thereafter, but they came back as the First Order and everybody had a fit about it. But the cosmic force is out of balance and it's going to be that way forever. It's called Star Wars, not Star Peacetime. It's the way it is. And happy holidays, Yassi. I used to love Han Solo. He was the best in the original trilogy. Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention who my favorite character is. My favorite character is the man hanging up on there, right there. That guy, Boba Fett. His original trilogy character, his comic book persona, and his Legends persona are my favorites of any Star Wars character. He's just a normal guy. He doesn't have the superpowers. He's got gadgets, but he's just a normal guy who takes on a profession and does quite well at it and survives so many times, taking out people in his own profession that could be better than him, but they're not. So, yeah, Boba Fett's my guy. I mean, not to mention his armor's pretty damn cool looking. And in the book of Boba Fett, I didn't hate him. I understood because I'm at a point in my life where I'm ready to slow down and just take it easy and enjoy life and do the things I love to do and not work all the time. So that Boba Fett really resonated with me as well. And it came at a perfect time in my life when I was feeling the same way as him. It's time to let the younger people take on the brunt of the work and the older people to, I don't want to say supervise it, manage it. How about that? Grew up in a country where most people don't watch Star Wars, from Iraq. Oh, yeah, and I can understand that. I mean, Star Wars isn't for everybody. I'm not sitting here singing its praises, saying that everybody needs to love it and enjoy it and watch it. I enjoy it and I love it and I watch it. It's very personal to me as well as I'm sure it is to you too. Um, yeah, and welcome, welcome. Everybody's welcome here. And this is a conglomerate, not a conglomerate, a melting pot of Star Wars fans, and I love it. I love the diversity. Love everybody that shows up. You guys are some of my favorite people to be around. I'm all over the place today. Guess I should have had a better plan for all this. But yeah, I am going to keep it a little shorter today because it is the day before Christmas Eve. I'm sure all of you have some stuff to do. Even if you don't celebrate Christmas, you're going to be celebrating something or just enjoying your weekend. And that's awesome. I hope you get to enjoy the weekend and enjoy life to its fullest. Don't think about Star Wars as this thing that dominates your real life because it shouldn't. It dominates my room. It dominates a lot of my thoughts, but it doesn't play into how I am as a person, and you shouldn't let it be that way for you either. I didn't finish talking about the First Order. All right, I just said Star Wars is called Star Wars, not Star Peacetime. Okay, yeah, I did say it. Oh, okay. I understand what you're saying now. I understand of it. Thank you. Thank you for clarifying that. I'm sorry I got it wrong. But the themes in Star Wars can carry over to just about anything because, like I said, it's about family. It's about feeling like you belong when you haven't belonged before. Look at Luke Skywalker in A New Hope. He didn't feel like he belonged on Tatooine. He felt like he was meant for a greater purpose. Now, at first, his greater purpose was to join the Imperial Academy and become an Imperial pilot. Okay, 5 minutes later, he meets an old dude, and the old dude tells him, no, you want to be a rebel. And he's like, okay, I want to be a rebel. But Luke felt like he didn't belong there. In the prequels, Anakin Skywalker didn't feel like he belonged on Tatooine as well. He was meant for something greater. He wanted to see all the stars in the galaxy. He was going to be the first one to see them. Didn't know he was going to be the first one to rule them with an iron fist, but he did want to see them. So he didn't feel like he belonged as a slave on Tatooine. And then in the sequels, we have Rey. The same. Doesn't feel like she belongs on Jakku, but feels like she has a sense of duty there to wait for her parents. She doesn't like it there. She doesn't feel like she belongs, but eventually she comes around. And it's told over and over and over. It's been in every movie. Been in every trilogy. And that is the theme of it. It's about belonging, about having a family, even if that family is not blood related. Hey, thanks, Starbase. I appreciate that. I've worked hard on this. I'm not quite done. Over on that wall, I do have. Let me see. Let me see if I can get it to turn on. You're gonna hear something stupid, but okay, it's not turning on. I have to unplug it and plug it back in, I guess. Which cord is it? I gotta have too many cords. All right, there we go. Oh, you can't see it. Maybe if I dim the lights a little bit. Let's turn it down. Let's bring the mood. I'll turn it. Yeah, you can kind of see it. There's stars and a little swirling galaxy and everything on there. I'm thinking about what I'm going to do is I'm going to make that look like a window of a spaceship, starship, like looking out of a Star Destroyer or a Mandalorian gunship. I want it to look like I'm looking out into space while I'm sitting here. I know I'm getting lost in my fantasy. Now let's see. Yeah, Robert, and that's exactly what it is. I'm just a big kid who likes playing with my toys. I like diving into my little fantasy world and just being in the moment with it and losing myself in it and then snap back to reality and go to work. Hey, Knut, thank you again, buddy. Are you going to read and make videos on the new Jango Fett comic series coming March 20th and the Jango Fett story and Star Wars Revelations comic released December 20th? I have been so out of touch, I didn't even know that they released a new comic. I knew one was coming in March, but I didn't know they'd released one. Yes, I am going to read it, and I am going to talk about it. As you know, I love doing Jango Fett stuff and Boba Fett stuff. If you guys, those of you who are new to the channel, if you haven't seen, I have written and made several videos, fan fictions on Jango Fett, Boba Fett, and some other characters, and some Order 66 stuff. And I'm wondering if maybe somebody saw some of my fan fictions and possibly used them for their comic book. I hope so. I don't care to get credit. I don't want money. But it'd be nice to see if my stories are being noticed. Blackula, I think I saw it a long time ago. Or first catch of the day. Yeah, exactly. And if I could find a way to have a little Millennium Falcon on that wall and going through that window, I think that'd be pretty awesome. Or even, a medical frigate or something. Home One. That'd be pretty neat. Yeah, I'm just a big kid. I just like talking about Star Wars, and it kind of irks me when people are trying to be too adult about it and jumping in and saying, "Well, actually," those people, oy, the actually people, don't care, don't care. Get over yourself. Yeah, some people know more about Star Wars than I do. I don't know everything. George Lucas doesn't know everything. He knows what he created, but he doesn't know everything everybody else has created. Um, yeah, so I'm not one of those guys that's going to sit here and tell you that I'm this big pompous windbag that knows everything about Star Wars, because I don't. I don't know everything. I know what I like, and I know what I've seen. I know what I've read. I have read a lot of the novels. I haven't read every one of them. I'm a little behind right now on the new stuff. Really enjoying the High Republic stuff. Those are really good stories. If you guys are not reading them, please, if you're into novels or audiobooks or anything, go check them out. They're really good, really deep. A lot of good wars in those Star Wars. And yeah, Knut, to answer your question again, yes, I will be making videos on those because I love talking about Jango Fett. Um, he's the one that started it all. He's the one that started Boba. He's the one that started the Grand Army of the Republic. Well, his DNA. But yeah, we wouldn't have the Bad Batch without Jango Fett. We wouldn't have Commander Cody, Captain Rex, or any clone really without him. And without the technology to clone Jango Fett, there would be no clone of Palpatine. Is that a bad thing? I don't know. I don't mind that Palpatine returned. He returned in the Legends novels and everybody loved it. Now all of a sudden they have a problem with it. Space Wonder, they have just about all of them on Amazon. If you have access to Amazon, you can order it. Barnes and Noble carries a lot of them. Um, that's Barnes and Noble's kind of my hangout spot. I love that place. I'll sit there and just thumb through books all day until I pick one. Yeah, but I've been rambling on for too long. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. Get back to your lives. Get back to your Christmas or whatever you're celebrating, or just enjoying the weekend. It's been awesome, and I am going to make more Star Wars videos soon. Like I said, I've just been working on my other channel for the spooky stories. The link is in the description below. Please go check it out if you want to. If you don't have to. If you don't like spooky stories, I get it. Just if you do like them, watch them at night. I think they're okay, but I wrote them. Of course, every artist thinks their stuff's okay. Um, so yeah, please, everybody, just stick with me. Don't run away. I will be back with more content here soon. I will be doing more live streams than ever, because this is one way of really connecting with you guys and talking about what we love, and that's Star Wars. So, this is Gerald, a Star Wars fanatic, signing off, wishing you all great health, happiness, and peace. Thank you all for watching, and remember, this is the way. And positivity in Star Wars can be the only way.